Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're a subscriber, you already know we're passionate about diving deep into the world of martial arts. Today, we're stepping onto the mats to explore something truly unique, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, BJJ. Unlike the flashy strikes or powerful throws you might associate with other disciplines, BJJ takes combat to the ground, where technique and intellect reign supreme. It's built on a revolutionary idea that anyone, regardless of their size or strength, can overcome a larger opponent through leverage, precision, and smart strategy. From its fascinating origins, shaped by a pioneering Japanese judo master's global journey and refined in early 20th century Brazil, to its current undeniable impact on mixed martial arts, BJJ offers a captivating blend of history, innovation, and practical self-defense. Get ready to understand why BJJ isn't just a sport, but a way of life that constantly proves skill conquers raw power. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, a martial art of strategy and adaptation, forged by a global pioneer. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, BJJ, often abbreviated to BJJ, is a self-defense martial art and combat sport renowned for its emphasis on grappling, ground fighting, and submission holds. Developed in Brazil from the roots of Kodokan Judo, BJJ distinguishes itself with a philosophy that a smaller, weaker person can successfully defend against a larger, stronger opponent by utilizing leverage, weight distribution, and a series of ground-based techniques. The primary goal is to take the opponent to the ground, establish a dominant position, and force them into submission through joint locks, chokeholds, or compression locks. BJJ's fundamental characteristic lies in its predominantly ground-based approach to combat. While many other martial arts focus on striking while standing or on takedowns, BJJ truly flourishes when the fight transitions to the ground. This shift is critical because it's in this environment that an opponent's physical advantages, such as raw strength or sheer size, can be neutralized. Once on the ground, BJJ practitioners employ a vast arsenal of techniques to control their adversary, undermine their defensive capabilities, and ultimately apply a submission. The art revolves around achieving and maintaining dominant positions. This isn't merely about being on top. BJJ also places significant value on guard positions, where the bottom fighter can control the opponent, create openings, and initiate attacks. The fluid transitions between these positions are a hallmark of BJJ, allowing fighters to control and counter their opponents dynamically. This intricate network of maneuvers and countermaneuvers has led many to compare BJJ to kinetic chess, where every move is calculated to force the opponent into a disadvantageous position, culminating in a submission that serves as the combat equivalent of a checkmate. BJJ differentiates itself from martial arts like judo or wrestling, which often rely on upper body strength to hold and subdue an opponent. In BJJ, the legs play a central role in control and submission. The opponent is subdued by wrapping the legs around their neck, shoulders, torso, hips, or thighs. Force is applied through weight, pushes, pulls, or rotations, primarily from leg entanglement, supplemented by some upper body strength. A core concept in BJJ is creating two-on-one situations, where a practitioner uses their two arms to control one of the opponent's arms, or, more emblematically, wraps the opponent's entire body with their legs. This implies that when facing a BJJ-trained opponent in a grappling scenario, it's crucial to try and nullify one of their legs to hinder their ability to exert force and control. Similarly, preventing the opponent from establishing such two-on-one situations is a paramount defensive strategy. In common scenarios, such as when an opponent has already wrapped their legs around your torso, escaping is facilitated by applying force to one side of the opponent's hip. If an opponent approaches while sitting, pushing them away from either side, as if rolling a ball, is an effective tactic. The seed planter of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. To understand the origins of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, one must delve into the life of Mitsuyo Maeda, a towering figure in martial arts history who became known as Count Koma, Count Koma, during his global travels. Born Hideo Maeda on November 18, 1878, in Funazawa Village, Hirosaki City, Aomori Prefecture, Japan, Maeda's early life saw him practicing sumo as a teenager. However, his build wasn't ideal for the sport, and his fascination soon shifted. In 1894, at the age of 17, Maeda moved to Tokyo to enroll in Waseda University. The following year, in 1895, he joined the Kodokan Judo Institute, the prestigious academy founded by Jigoro Kano. Though initially mistaken for a delivery boy due to his humble demeanor, Maeda quickly caught Kano's eye. Kano assigned him to Tsunejiro Tomita, one of the Kodokans, for Heavenly Kings, and notably its smallest teacher, to demonstrate that in judo, size was not a prerequisite for success. Maeda proved to be a prodigy, swiftly moving through the ranks. In an impressive display, on December 25, 1898, as a white belt, he reportedly defeated 5 opponents with ease, earning an immediate promotion to purple belt. On the same day, he continued to defeat adversaries, ultimately overcoming 15 fighters in a row to achieve his first black belt degree. By 1901, he was promoted to 3rd degree and became a judo instructor at various universities in Tokyo. Maeda was not content with merely teaching in Japan. In 1904, Jigoro Kano, aiming to propagate judo globally, dispatched Maeda to the United States. This marked the beginning of an extraordinary journey that saw Maeda travel the world as a professional prizefighter, accepting challenges from practitioners of boxing, wrestling, savate, and various other martial arts. His fighting style was exceptional, often taking the fight directly to the ground and dominating his opponents there. He is said to have fought over 2,000 matches in his career, many of which remain unrecorded. His travels took him through the United States, England, Belgium, Cuba, and Mexico, where he consistently demonstrated the efficacy of judo's grappling techniques. In Spain in 1908, he earned the nickname Count Koma, which would stick with him throughout his life. Maeda's global odyssey finally led him to Brazil. He arrived on November 14, 1914, initially visiting cities like Belém and Manaus in the north. He would eventually settle in Belém do Pará, where his focus gradually shifted from continuous fighting to promoting Japanese immigration to Brazil. Maeda believed the Amazon region was ideal for Japanese settlers and cooperated extensively with Japanese government officials to explore the feasibility of such initiatives. In 1931, on the advice of a friend, Maeda became a naturalized Brazilian citizen, adopting the name Otávio Maeda. It was in Brazil that Maeda's path intersected with Gaston Gracie, a business partner of the American circus in Belém. In 1916, when the K. Rollo Brothers Circus presented Maeda, Gaston's eldest son, Carlos Gracie, watched a demonstration of Kano Jiu-Jitsu and was captivated. Maeda accepted the young Carlos as a pupil at his school, overseen by Jacinto Ferro. Carlos would then share Maeda's teachings with his younger brothers, most notably Elio Gracie. Elio, due to his smaller stature and perceived lack of strength, found it difficult to execute some of the traditional judo throws that relied on direct opposition to an opponent's power. Consequently, he began to adapt and refine Maeda's grappling principles, emphasizing leverage and ground fighting and iwaza, thereby laying the foundation for what would become Gracie Jiu-Jitsu and, eventually, Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. Maeda remained in Belém do Pará until his death on November 28, 1941, at the age of 63, having been promoted to 7th Dan by the Kodokan Institute just the day before. He left behind a significant legacy, not only as a pioneer of judo and jiu-jitsu in Brazil, but also as a dedicated community leader for Japanese immigrants. His academy, the Count Koma Judo Club, continued under the guidance of his top students, Sebastião Ali and Nakasan, cementing his pivotal role in the genesis of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. History and evolution. From Japanese roots to Brazilian innovation. The development of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu from its Kodokan Judo origins, under the tutelage of Mitsuyo Maeda, is a fascinating tale of adaptation and innovation. While Maeda was a master of judo, particularly its groundwork and iwaza, The Gracie family, particularly Carlos and Elio Gracie, began to refine these principles for a new context. As detailed above, Elio, due to his physical limitations, sought ways to make the art effective for anyone, regardless of size or strength. This led to a profound focus on leverage, timing, and positional control on the ground, creating a more pragmatic and softer approach to combat that differentiated it from the throwing-centric judo. While the Gracie family is widely credited as the primary force behind BJJ's promotion, another significant lineage emerged from Maeda's teachings through his student, Luis Franca. This lineage gained prominence through Oswaldo Fada, whose students famously defeated the Gracies in gym challenges and were known for their influential use of footlocks. This lineage continues to thrive today through teams like Nova Unio and Grappling Fight Team, demonstrating the diverse roots of BJJ. Beyond these, for other major BJJ branches in Brazil, Gracie Maeda, Gracie Barra, Carlson Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and Alliance Jiu-Jitsu all trace their heritage back to Mitsuyo Maeda's foundational instruction. Naming conventions and the divergence from judo. The name Jiu-Jitsu itself carries historical weight, stemming from an older romanization of its original Japanese spelling, Jiu-Jitsu. During Maeda's time and even after his departure from Japan, judo was often still referred to as Kano Jiu-Jitsu, or simply Jiu-Jitsu. This nomenclature persisted even after the Japanese government officially mandated judo as the correct name for the martial art taught in public schools in 1925. In Brazil, the art continued to be called Jiu-Jitsu. When the Gracies began to popularize their system in the United States, they used the term Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, while practitioners outside the immediate Gracie family adopted Brazilian Jiu Jitsu to distinguish it from other grappling styles already present that used similar-sounding names. Interestingly, Elio Gracie himself, in a 1994 interview, stated that he didn't even know the word judo until the sport arrived in Brazil in the 1950s, as Mitsuyo Maeda had always referred to his style as jiu-jitsu. While Gracie Jiu-Jitsu was once a trademark of Rorion Gracie, it was later voided after a legal dispute. Other Gracie family members often personalized their styles, e.g., Cesar Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, Renzo Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, and the Machado family similarly calls their style Machado Jiu-Jitsu. Despite these personalized names, they all represent variations of the fundamental Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu shares many techniques with early Kodokan Judo, especially styles practiced before Judo became an Olympic sport, such as Kosen Judo, and with older Ryu schools of Jiu-Jitsu. This inherent connection has led some practitioners to suggest that Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu could simply be called Jiu-Jitsu. The evolution of ground fighting, BJJ's unique identity. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, BJJ, truly forged its unique identity by diverging from traditional Kodokan Judo and Jiu-Jitsu, primarily by focusing intently on groundwork and submissions. While Judo evolved to emphasize throws and become more spectator-friendly, BJJ meticulously retained and expanded its ground fighting techniques. This distinct approach is evident in competition rules. BJJ prioritizes positional control and submissions, whereas Judo awards higher scores for throwing techniques, sometimes even granting direct victories for well-executed throws. The guard position, a cornerstone of BJJ strategy, became central, allowing practitioners to control and submit opponents from their backs. Another key differentiator is the broader range of permitted techniques in BJJ. For instance, BJJ allows leg attacks like heel hooks and knee reaping, which are largely banned in Judo due to safety concerns. Additionally, BJJ incorporates takedowns from wrestling, sambo, and other grappling arts, including direct leg attacks. However, certain dangerous techniques, such as spinal and cervical locks, remain prohibited in GI-based BJJ and amateur competitions. Over time, BJJ has become more sport-oriented, restricting some techniques like slams while continuously evolving as a dynamic grappling system. A major divergence is BJJ's embrace of no GI training and competition, which adheres to a different set of rules compared to traditional GI-based practice. No GI BJJ integrates techniques from wrestling and other grappling styles, often allowing for more fluid movement and different types of grips. Some variations, such as combat jiu-jitsu, CJJ, even permit open palm strikes. These adaptations have further distinguished BJJ from its judo and jiu-jitsu roots, solidifying its reputation as a highly effective and versatile ground fighting martial art. Global prominence and the MMA revolution. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu's international prominence within martial arts circles exploded when BJJ expert Royce Gracie triumphed in the first, second, and fourth Ultimate Fighting Championships, UFC, in the 1990s. These early UFC events were single-elimination martial arts tournaments, and Royce successfully fought against several larger opponents proficient in other fighting styles, including boxing, shoot fighting, Muay Thai, karate, wrestling, and Taekwondo. This irrefutable demonstration of BJJ's effectiveness revealed the critical importance of ground fighting in a real confrontation, fundamentally reshaping the landscape of mixed martial arts, MMA. BJJ has since become an elementary aspect of modern MMA. Beyond MMA, sport BJJ tournaments continue to grow in popularity and have given rise to no-GI submission grappling tournaments, such as the ADCC Submission Wrestling World Championship and NAGA, the North American Grappling Association. Sport BJJ has also become a globally popular method for physical fitness in recent years. Renzo Gracie, in his book Mastering Jiu-Jitsu, highlights how the teachings of Judo Master Maeda and the philosophies of Kano, refined through global competition, contributed to a systematic breakdown of combat into distinct phases: striking, grappling, and ground fighting. This strategic segmentation allowed practitioners to play to their strengths, a concept that became a cornerstone of the Gracie approach. Over the years, these principles have evolved and become integral to contemporary mixed martial arts, proving the enduring influence of Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. By focusing on ground control and submission, BJJ has transformed the art of combat into a sophisticated, strategic discipline that continues to shape modern fighting styles and competition formats worldwide. Conclusion. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, born from the innovative spirit of the Gracie family and the pioneering global journey of Mitsuyo Maeda, has cemented its place as a formidable and essential martial art. It's more than just a collection of techniques. It's a dynamic system that continuously evolves, challenging practitioners to think strategically, adapt under pressure, and refine their understanding of leverage and body mechanics. From its revolutionary impact on mixed martial arts, proving the undeniable importance of ground fighting, to its growing popularity as a competitive sport and a method for self-improvement, BJJ has transcended its origins. It offers a path to physical fitness, mental fortitude, and a profound sense of community. Whether you're aiming for championship gold, seeking practical self-defense skills, or simply looking for a challenging and rewarding way of life, BJJ continues to prove that intelligence and technique can always overcome brute force, making it a truly timeless and globally impactful discipline. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay tuned for more inspiring stories from the world of martial arts. See you in the next video.